Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Big Purpose Mastermind. Super excited for today's show, today's session. Actually, to be honest with you, I am more nervous about this session than I have been on any other session since I started. Okay, we've got great stuff for you today. But one of the things there's something that I'm going to bring up that may bring a little bit of controversy. I don't mean to bring that in, but I've thought about where you might be, and I just want to do what's most helpful for you. So with that, I'm going to go out on a limb here a little bit and share some stuff that may be uncomfortable a little bit. So with that, yes, it is Mel Robbins week. Mel is amazing. We've been studying her all week. Actually, let me show you in case you have missed any of the other sessions. In day one, so on Monday, we talked about her origin story, how she's using that to make a difference. On day two, we talked about overcoming obstacles. Wow. Her 5-second rule is amazing for this. If you haven't checked that out online, or you can catch any of these past episodes at schoolofhumanity.tv. Absolutely for free. Today, we're talking about how she uses video to accomplish her big purpose. All of this is for you. Okay, we're turning all of this towards you. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about innovative video strategies. And then on Friday, we'll talk about the clarity that she has on her audience. Now, this is all for you. Actually, I'm going to just turn off Mel for just a minute, just so I can talk to you. Because I want to share this with you. I want to get it very clear to you that this session, this series, is for anyone who feels they have a calling, a mission, a life's work, a big purpose to accomplish, and you're not exactly sure how to accomplish that. I've been there. And I want to share the things that I've learned, as well as point you to masters of influence who are doing amazing things, getting their message out there. So let me just tell you a really quick story on myself, and then that's going to tie into what we're doing today. So about just over 5 years ago, I went to my first personal development conference down in Las Vegas. I remember driving down there. I had just heard about or just learned about Brendon Burchard, and so I downloaded all of these podcasts that he had done and had it on my iPhone and listened to them all the way. For me, it was an 8-hour drive or something like that to get to Las Vegas. And I listened to him just over and over again, all of his different wisdom things. And anyway, and I felt the call. I felt like, oh my goodness, I have something I need to be sharing. I need to, and it feels like it needs to be being a speaker, which terrified me, absolutely terrified me. And as I listened to Brendon, and we're going to talk about him in another, he'll have his own week. But as I listened to him, one of the things that he said stood out to me. And he said he taught himself to speak extemporaneously. And there was something in the back of my head, a little voice that said, Scott, you need to do this too. Now, this didn't make any sense to me because I'm a writer. In fact, I'm a script writer, and I write really good scripts, and they're fantastic, and they have passion and they have purpose behind them. And so I feel like my talent is in script writing, and this thought to learn to speak extemporaneously haunted me because, first of all, I'm scared to be on stage. I'm scared to be on camera. I'm telling myself all of these limiting beliefs that are keeping me small. And then I hear this voice saying, hey, you need to learn to speak extemporaneously. Totally terrified me. Well, I've learned to do that. And you could say, well, you didn't learn to do it very well if you've seen my sessions. But I'm learning to show up authentically as myself and to serve, and honestly learning to speak extemporaneously. There's a lot of energy to it and excitement, and it's a really fun way to live. So I'm going to share a little bit of that with you as we go through Mel's stuff today. So let's just bring Mel back on. By the way, if you are watching this live, give me a hashtag live. And if you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay. Love to interact with you in the comments there. And actually, one of the things that I will put in the chat right now, and I'll just highlight this so that you can see it. If you want to see Mel Robbins' YouTube channel, it's right there, youtube.com/c/Mel Robbins. If you are in live or in Facebook or something like that, you could just click the link and go right there. So hopefully that helps you to get started with that. And then as Let's see. Okay, so now let's jump into this controversial topic. First of all, before we get to that, I just want to share the quote of the day. Okay, so the quote is from Emma Lou Thane, who says, "Our stories are what make the difference, and if we can tell them honestly, we can hope to help each other. In the end, we have nothing to offer each other but our stories. When I openly heartedly offer my stories to you, both of us feel less alone." Okay, there's authenticity, there's real connection when we share stories and we show up like that. So a couple of things. So here's what I'm going to share with you. um and, and again, I just feel really uncomfortable sharing this because it feels like it is a critique or a criticism of Mel, and I don't mean it to be that. She has done amazing stuff, incredible things. We talked about her show yesterday. We looked at some of her videos. We talked about how she shows up authentically, and she shared her origin story where she started out stuck and trapped and on the verge of divorce and bankruptcy. I mean, she's doing remarkable things. To have one or two videos maybe not land, I mean, in all the videos that she's done is just incredible. But what I want to point out to you is the difference between two different videos. Actually, before I jump into these, let me just show you some of her videos. So you can see this. This is her YouTube channel. And it goes on and on and on and on. She is prolific. She has so many different videos out there, and she is making an incredible difference out there with people. So, so in this video that I'm going to share with you, just feel it. Listen to how you feel as she starts out with this, and we're going to talk a little bit about maybe why it doesn't hit the mark.
Science behind why the 5-second rule works.
I'm just going to rewind.
In this video, I'm going to explain to you the science behind why the 5-second rule works. As I said earlier, the 5-second rule is a form of metacognition that beats every trick that your brain plays on you.
Okay, now pay attention to your feelings. How do you feel as she's talking to you there? Did you notice anything there? I'm going to play it one more time. Notice her eyes and notice your feelings. Okay, here we go.
In this video, I'm going to explain to you the science behind why the 5-second rule works. As I said earlier, the 5-second rule is a form of metacognition that beats every trick that your brain plays on you. Most of us don't even realize.
Okay, so because I'm a professional filmmaker and I do this a lot, one of the things that I notice is that she's reading. And there is a completely different energy level with Mel when she's reading. And for me, it doesn't connect with me. Like, I was doing a search trying to find a great video on the 5-second rule. And first of all, this looks beautiful. I mean, look at how the background's out of focus. She's well lit. She's standing out here. Like, it's good production value. But the fact that she's reading there kind of takes that connection away from me. Like, I don't feel the emotion in there. And anyway, that's one of the things that happens when we script things out, when we write them down, when we use a teleprompter. That's what she's doing right now. That's how we can see her eyes moving, reading that teleprompter. To me, it's not her. It's not the beauty and the majesty and the amazingness of Mel as she's doing this. There's not that connection in how she's speaking. Now, I have seen her on stage. Oh my goodness, this woman is incredible. One of her gifts and talents is that she is spontaneous. She will just all of a sudden jump down off the stage and start walking through the crowd and talking to people and having them stand up and interviewing them right there. It freaks out the AV tech support guys because they don't have a spotlight that can go down here where she's at. So she's standing down there in the dark. I mean, she's just absolutely spontaneous. Now, feel the energy as she shares this video.
Hey, it's your friend Mel. How are you? Super snowy day here in Vermont. I am making cabbage farro soup.
Okay, just even from the beginning, hey friends, how are you? Like, you just feel like you're there in her kitchen. You feel like you're connected with her. This is where she has her great gifts, where she truly connects with people. I'm going to keep going on this. Again, pay attention to your feelings, how you feel when she's talking to you.
It's disgusting. It is delicious. It is from my absolute favorite cookbook, 6 Seasons by Joshua McFadden. But that's not why I made this video. I made this video because I want to share a recipe for relieving pain, tension, frustration, and hurt.
Okay, now you can tell she's thinking about, like, she's obviously not reading a script here. She's thinking about stuff. There's just more life. There's more feeling. There's more authenticity. Actually, let me share this with you really quick. What you want to be doing, if you really truly want to connect with people, is you want to create trusted source videos. That's where people look at you as the trusted source, whatever you are the trusted source of. Moms having their own identity after raising kids. The trusted source for health and nutrition, the trusted source for getting over money blocks, whatever your specialty, your experience is, you want to be that trusted source. And as she is connecting genuinely with people, she is doing that authentically just by how she's talking. I'm just going to go a little bit further.
In your life. Every day,
Thinking?
All kinds of stuff happens to you, right? Some good, some bad, some frustrating, some things that are amazing. And for everything that happens to you, there are 3 versions.
Okay, I'm going to just stop it there. Isn't she amazing? When she goes off the cuff, when she's just there authentically as herself, that's where there's true connection. So if you're the kind of person that feels like you have a big purpose, you have a calling, a mission, a life's work to accomplish, you're thinking, okay, I need to be using video to do this, but you're terrified and you're holding onto that crutch of a teleprompter, I counsel you, I want you to consider letting go of that, learning to teach yourself to speak extemporaneously. Yes, you may not be really eloquent. You may stumble across your words like me, but you may connect with people a lot better because they will look in your eyes, they will hear the sincerity of your voice, and they will truly connect with you as that trusted source. Okay, when you show up as yourself, when you speak extemporaneously, and you can train yourself to do that. I'll tell you one more quick story. So it was about 5 years ago. Actually, no, it's got to be longer than that. Anyway, when my son was 8 years old, he was in Cub Scouts, and I was the Cub Master. And I was in there with this other guy who was my assistant, and he was way more qualified than I was. And he would show up in bare pants, and he was fun and exciting. And I was terrified. I had my iPad there, and I scripted out everything that I would say in these pack meetings because I was scared, not scared of the boys, but scared of the 8 parents that were sitting in the audience. Like, it terrified me to be up in front of people. Okay. I went from that to where now I can do these live streams every morning and share my heart, share my stories, share, kind of reporting on what these masters of influence are doing. And it has just come by practice. I may not be the best at it, but this is me and I'm getting better. And hopefully you're enjoying what you get here. As you're looking at your own purpose, as you're thinking about what you do have to contribute, I just want you to consider the opportunity to speak extemporaneously, to show up as you are. One of the great things about what I'm doing here is each day I spend about 15 minutes. I share this with you. We record it, and then it is all saved and preserved. And I have all of these videos done without doing any editing, without doing any post-production. And you can go back to schoolofhumanity.tv, get free access in here, and all of these videos are available to you. And I didn't have to do any other work other than show up, share my heart, and talk to you. Isn't that remarkable? Okay, there are so many things that you can do right now to live your purpose. Yes, you do have a calling. Yes, you do have a purpose. Yes, you do have a life's work to accomplish. And if you want some help, just go to schoolofhumanity.tv. And with that, I will see you tomorrow. And I'll share my outro. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining me. Live your purpose. Be who you were truly meant to be.